Hi besties, my name is Erin and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today I have a bunch of stuff to do. I'm gonna go into the lab and do some work there, and then I'm gonna come home and do some more work from home, and then I have a lot of reading to do, so I figured why not just take you guys along for a little day in my life today. Hello from the lab. I'm speaking quietly because I don't want to interrupt any of the other labs, but I can walk you through what I'm doing because there's no one else in my lab today. So these are all brain slides here, and they're tabbed depending on what area of the brain that we're going to analyze in the microscope. So in order to do that, we use the rat brain atlas, the RATLAS as I like to call it, and then we use this slide viewer to locate which region of the brain based off of what's on here, to try to tell which slide each region starts on, because each brain is a little bit different, and depending on how we were slicing and which slice we took, because you don't take every single slice. So say if we took every third slice, I believe is what we took, it can be a little different. So we use this to double check what we're looking for. Right now I'm looking for the amygdala, which starts right like here. So I'm gonna try to match up what's on this brain to the landmarks of what's on this atlas here. So you can kind of see the ventricles here are looking like this shape, and as you go through the different slices, they'll change shape a little bit. So we're gonna try to match up that, and it's looking pretty close here. So I'd say it's more of like that right now. So this would be a little bit before the amygdala starts. We're finally getting into probably where the amygdala starts, and the student just wanted me to check her work to make sure that it was looking like she had the right area of where the amygdala started. So it's looking good to me right now. I just got home and I still have a little bit of work I need to do from home, and then after that I think I'm just gonna change into some comfy clothes and probably just read for quite a bit, to be honest with you. I don't have a ton else going on that I can do from home. My boyfriend is working until midnight, so I guess I get a whole night of reading to myself, and I have so many ARCs, which I didn't even explain this in my very first video. An ARC is an advanced reader copy, for those of you who don't know what it means. So I have so many of those to read. Some of them have already released and I'm behind. My NetGalley shelf is overflowing and I need to get some reviews submitted. So after I finish up all of my lab work, my work from home stuff, I'm gonna just bust out as many books as I possibly can and have just kind of a chill night at home, I think. That'll be my game plan. Hello, it is much later now, but I just had some dinner and watched some trashy reality TV alongside it. And now I'm going to get some reading done. So I'm almost done Stranger Skies, and I'm so excited to finally be able to sit down and return to this world because it's just so freaking good. I had a couple other arcs to read this past week, so I haven't been able to pick this one up again, but I'm finally getting back into it. Last night I just like plowed through probably like 30% of the book, and it was so good. This book is so cleverly done, and the magic in it is so well thought out and intricate. The world building is incredible. I just think this is one of the most beautifully done YA fantasy series that I've seen in like a hot minute, and I'm so in love with this world, and I truly cannot believe these books are not getting more love on the internet because these are so good. This is like my bread and butter right now. Anyways, I'm planning to finish it tonight, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself because I won't be able to read the last book, which is so upsetting because I am living for this universe. So we'll see, we'll plow through. I don't want to even delve into what's happening in this book because it'll spoil pretty much all of book one. And I would hate to do that because book one was a masterpiece, and I want everyone to go into it completely blind because I think that's the best way to experience it. So please read Curious Tides and please read Stranger Skies because I am literally devouring it. This is a thick book and I'm loving every single second of it, and I cannot stop thinking about it. And with the end of every chapter, there's like some crazy like mini cliffhanger almost, but it just makes you want to flip right to the next page. But then it goes to a different POV, so you're like transferring from one storyline to another storyline, and it's crazy. I love this book, and this is like the most well fleshed out and plotted out YA fantasy I've read in a good while. It's so good. It's so good. Please read it if you haven't already. This book has me so shook. The amount of plot twists and how everything falls into place that you just don't see coming until it happens, but you had the clues to see it all along. I can't deal. My mind is blown. I feel like I'm imploding. I can't deal. And I'm only 85% of the way through this book. There's still another 15% to go. I'm checking in again to say this book might be one of the best I've ever read. Curious Tides too, but this book, the way that I've been bamboozled over and over and over again, I don't know what I'm gonna do without having book 3 in my hands right after I finish this book. I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be distraught, actually. These books are everything to me. Everything. I swear to God, there's a huge plot twist with every single chapter in this book. I don't even know what to say. I kind of saw this one coming, but not nearly to the full extent of what actually happened, and I feel mind blown. How am I saying that I feel mind blown at the end of every single chapter? I don't get it. I'm dumbfounded. supposed to go on with my life after reading that? How do I go back to living without non-stop thinking about what happens next? I'm actually mind blown. I don't know what to do with myself. If this isn't your sign to read these books, like right now, I don't know what is. My brain is broken. What did I just read? I don't even know what to do with myself right now. So I'm gonna stare at a wall for an hour and then I'll come back to you guys at some point. This would be infinitely easier if I had an Octobuddy, but I don't have one yet. I do have one coming in the mail, but it's not here yet. So I apologize for the horrid angle, but it's time to get ready for bed. I still don't know what to do with myself after finishing Stranger Skies. If you liked Ninth House and Hellbent, I definitely think you should read this series. It's like the YA version of Ninth House and Hellbent, but in my opinion, it's a bit easier to get into. I mean, it's still definitely slower paced than a lot of like those super addictive, fast-paced fantasy books, but I feel like when you have a slow-paced book that has as intricate and well done of a magic system and world as this one does, the payoff is just so profound and mind-blowing that it's just so worth it. And that's how I feel right now. Anyways, I'm taking my makeup off with a makeup eraser, which is like the best thing I've ever encountered in my life, because then I don't have to use a bazillion makeup wipes and it's way cheaper and better for the environment. But yeah, that book was possibly my favorite read of this whole year. That was so good. Curious Tides was also so good too. And I rated them both 5 stars, obviously. I read so many good books this year, but Curious Tides, Heartless Hunter, Stranger Skies, and Rebel Witch all stood out to me, and I can't even believe that out of all the books I read this year, I somehow managed to get ARC copies of Stranger Skies and Rebel Witch, because those are like god tier books that I read this year. Anyways, I will be begging Simon & Schuster for an early copy of the 3rd book because I just don't know what to do with my life, not knowing what happens next in this world and with these characters. I love when characters aren't predictable and they just don't give you like everything that you anticipated of them, because they're realistic. Just like people, they don't always give you what you expect. I have a bit of a pre-bedtime ritual, I guess you could say. Every single night before bed, I feel like it just gets my brain in the like sleep mode that it needs to be to actually fall asleep, to trick myself into thinking that it's time to sleep. So every night I always use the French body soothing serum stick because it has magnesium in it, and I put that on like my neck, my traps, because they always get really tight. So I use that, and it also smells amazing. And then I use Sleep Well rollerball, and then I use Peppermint Halo on the back of my neck, and then I use Immune like under my chin when I'm sick, which I am right now. So let's hope this saves me. Does it actually do anything? I don't know. I've never looked into the research of essential oils, to be honest with you. I just think they smell nice and they make me feel good. And even if it's placebo, it's still doing something in my opinion. So that's my bedtime routine. And then I also have my like sleep body lotion from Bath and Body Works that I use on my hands. Lavender is supposed to help you sleep or something. I don't know, but it smells nice and it keeps my hands from getting crusty while I sleep. So that's my little routine. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining me on my day. Let's also ignore the spot on the wall that needs to be painted. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on my day today. It was a very fun, very productive day, and I appreciate you tagging along. So thanks so much. Let's do it again sometime, and I'll see you later. Toodles.